So what is black and white and red all over? It's not the newspaper, it's today's load prompt. Now I have to admit, when I first saw the prompt for today, I thought, I don't know if I have any photos, anything I can do with black and white and red. But you keep looking, and actually I didn't have to look very far till I came to this photo that was taken New Year's Eve. I don't know why I didn't take a picture of my husband, but if just got a picture of me, and some of the other pictures from the party just did not come out really good. So I'm just going to use this picture and talk about what we did on New Year's Eve. For my layout, I went to my sketchbook. I have quite a few one photo sketches as well as lots of other 2 photo and 3 photo and so forth all through the sketchbook, and it's available with the link that is in the description of this video. But I found this one photo sketch, and I thought this would be a great one to do New Year's Eve. I have these large I think I used stencils before. I'm going to use stencils again today, but this large embellishment groups is just, to me, they look like a celebration or fireworks or something really happy. So I'm going to use those. I've got a stencil. I just cut this last night. Of course, before I saw the prompt and before I knew what I was going to be doing. I cut this stencil with a silhouette of a subscription that's about to expire, so I'm trying to get some good use out of it. I want to use this in place of my 3 areas here, and I thought it would be fun to put this on a black background since it was evening when we went to a New Year's Eve party. So I need to do something with this to make it really show up. Also on the sketch, I have a photo. This one was a 4x6. I'm going to do a 4x4 photo. And if you look closely, there's 2 different kinds of paper here, and it talks about that down here in the materials and supplies, where I can do a couple of different papers and do some layering behind my photo. And of course, you can always modify the sketch and do quite a few more. In fact, I'm thinking about flipping the sketch around or turning it 180 degrees here and put the photo down at the bottom of the page, and then put the title up here at the top. So I think that's where I want to put that, and I'm not sure about the journaling. There's a couple of places for journaling on the page, so I'm not sure where I'm going to have the journaling. But I think that's where I'm going to put my 3 embellishment groups and put the photo down at the bottom and make the title a little more prominent up there at the top. For papers, I broke down some of my 6x6 pads a while back, and I really like this. It's been especially helpful for die cutting to have some of these extra papers by color. So I've got those, as well as I pulled a few other reds from my different collections. And I don't need, as I say, really large pieces because we're going to be doing some layering. So I think that's a really great paper for this. This one, where's my photo? That's not bad. And let's see what else we got here. Now to do this stencil, I need something that will show up on the black background, and what I thought would be fun is to do some silver. So when we're doing black and white, I think we could obviously do some shades of gray, and I'm going to extend that to using silver. This is some iridescent silver from Golden. It's a very fluid paint. I may need to mix it with something to get it to show up on the black. I'll do a little bit of experimenting in a moment to see how well it's going to show up for me. And when looking for embellishments, I keep pulling these out. I pull them out for project after project, and I never seem to use them, but I think I might actually have a good use here because I need 3 embellishments, and I have 3 of these left, and I have 3 of these left, and they're all in whites. So I think I have a possibility with those. So we'll keep those aside and get started on our page. So I'm going to grab some scrap black cardstock to play with and see how this silver is going to come out. Normally I apply my paints with a brush, just a regular bristle brush or nylon brush, but the foam seems to work really well with this. And I love that look. I thought I might have to add some kind of medium to make it a little thicker, but it's working just great. So now it's time to place where I'm going to put these 3 elements. Now one of the nice things about the sketches is they're to scale 6 inches by 6 inches, so you just double everything for 12 by 12. So not only can you just measure an element and see how big it is, but you can also measure the placement. And I did that to determine where the 3 elements were supposed to be on the sketch, but I decided I wanted that photo a little bit further down on the page, so I just scooted them down ever so slightly. And I'm marking the center point of each of these stenciled embellishments with a silver pen. It could be a white gel pen or anything, just to mark them so I know where they are. And I got paint everywhere. I had paint on the bottle, I had paint on me. Now I didn't put out very much of the silver because normally these golden paints go a long way, but it is taking a little more of the metallic, and I do have to refresh that quite a bit to get through this, but it's really pretty. And again, this stencil was from the Silhouette store, so I'll have to put on the screen which specific one it was. I think it's supposed to look like a dahlia, something like that. And I cut it about 7 by 7, I believe. The nice thing about making your own stencils is you can use them over and over again. And we talk about this in the Scrapbooking with Stencils class, and we look at tons of ways of using stencils in your scrapbooking. It's a really technique-heavy class with several process videos taking you through step-by-step how to make lots of pages and use lots of different techniques, lots of mediums. It's a really fun class. So I'll leave a link on the screen for you if you'd like to get some more information about it. Now, I went to the Silhouette to do a title because I didn't really have thickers the right color, and of course it's going to take a lot of thickers to do Happy New Year. So I found a die cut that I like, and it has a shadow. I just haven't decided if I need the shadow or not. This red paper is some red foil paper that I had, I know, as far back as 2003, because I remember using it to make some Christmas cards in a place I was working. And I did need the shadow. I just have very little of this red left, so I wanted to get it cut out. I tried a couple of different shadows. I tried white, and then I tried a silver paper, a silver cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I liked the silver better. The white was just, the shadow was awfully big, and the white was just a little bit too stark. So I'm playing with some of the papers. And normally I glue these little tiny letters on with a Zig glue pen, but in my ever-present adhesive issues this month, my Zig pen wasn't working, so I ended up gluing it on with some Tombow adhesive. And switched my papers out there and used a gray background paper, some little red dots. And I am going to use these little wood embellishments. They are white, so that will add some white to things. And I got to get my journaling in down there at the bottom. So I've got my journaling typed up, and I'm just ready to go ahead and glue on my layered photo. I happen to have just three really large clear rhinestones. So that worked out just perfectly to go in the very center of these embellishments. When I was kind of planning this out this morning, I thought I would use maybe some red embellishments there, but I really just like the white and silver, and then to keep the red on the title and the photo. And I have a little mistake up there at the top, and what I'm going to do is trim my paper down and put some red around the edge. I got some paint where it shouldn't be. Okay, so we've got our page all done. Took my sketch and flipped it around this way so I could put my photo down here. And in the stenciled areas, I used a stencil I cut from the Silhouette with some golden brand silver paint. Die cut a title off the Silhouette, and then just used a couple of small little bits of pattern paper from some, I think that's a Mon Ami from Basic Gray, and then I believe that's a My Mind's Eye paper, a really old one. And then to fix my little mistake up here in the corner, I just trimmed this down and attached it to some red pattern paper. So get some close-ups here, and you can see how the silver paint really shows up in this slightly textured black cardstock from Michaels. So that was my page for the challenge to use black and red and white. I don't have a lot of white on my page, and I kind of did quite a bit of gray here, but I didn't add any other colors, so I think that I met the challenge for today. Thank you for watching. If you're interested in the sketchbook, you can find a link for that in the description of this video, and I hope you will tune in for more videos to come. If you like the process video, if you click the like button, that helps YouTube advance my channel. Thank you so much.